This next little one is about terrible misunderstanding, because sometimes we just fall out over things when it's just a misunderstanding. Nobody's wrong, okay, maybe nobody's right either, but nobody's wrong, and this is called Self-Fulfilling Prophecy. And it's about the tragedy of falling out, really. You thought I was, but I wasn't, and because you thought I was, you were angry, and because you were, I really was in the end. Okay. Sorry, the introduction was longer than the actual okay. There we go. Okay, let's be a bit more serious. This is about well, I'll let it speak for itself. We made a flower, a petal moulded from every touch and over every shape and hue. We said a little prayer. We prayed that no bad wind, uttered through clumsy word, would blow the petals away. I almost dare not speak, but will my thoughts to reach you through some safer route, along breath filtered along the stem of a soft scented rose. Okay. Okay, moving on. Okay. Was it really so? Okay. The year is 3010. Right to the future. And on a far-off planet, our descendants are wondering about their ancestors. And was it really true? They got by without cooperating and love, without respect and care. Was it really true that until the turning point, nobody cared about anyone except themselves, that the world split into those who let themselves be swayed into being slaves of the corporations and addicts of their products, whilst those who survived had to go right back to eating raw food and love, to everything as nature intended, so as to avoid the dangerous substances being added for profit and toxic behaviours encouraged for maximum benefit of the ruling elite. Oh, and rule they did for a while after our ancestors had escaped, until their planet was blown into a gas by the end results of their madness. Was it really so? Okay, calm down. No, I won't do that one. Okay. Okay, cheery one. Calling. Singing, dancing, salsa, speaking other tongues, meeting, greeting, knowing you. Now know the name of fun. It's a rhythm, it's a beat, it's a heat you give me when I'm beaten. Never weak and hear me sing in tunes of crazy pattern. Singing, dancing, losing blues, loving, sharing news and views. My happy place is in your face. A winning, warming smile, embrace, even. Some call it love, come from above. Some call it inspiration. Some call it genius, call it clever, call it perspiration. Some call it in the morning, call it in the night. Some call it softly, call it loud, call it with all their might. No sense at all to make the call if voices disappeared. But I remember months ago the time when I most feared, like little babe scooped up to dance, two arms reached right around me. Strong creature holding on himself said, give this life a chance. Okay, I've got a very difficult relationship with cafes. They're called coffee shops now, aren't they? I've got a terrible relationship. I spend far too much time worrying about extreme extroverts and waiters that are told to cheer when something drops and given a script, and it's all absolutely dreadful. So my mind wanders when I'm sitting in these places. Okay, this is called coffee culture. Take a risk, assess the right and the wrong of it, the pleasure over happiness, the rules over responsibility. What risk to the public if they knew they could be poor and happy too? Alienation, what's it all mean? Okay, to show off your latest machine. Don't mention your need for the love that could feed you. Such sentiment fool is obscene. It's okay to talk of the needs which it gives you to buy. keep up with the trend, keep your end up in the virtual eyes of a world which doesn't exist. For when have you ever been invited to say what you feel by an all-powerful, ephemeral A-list? Seen through watery eyes, the image distorted, urban paradise, staking out a place in heaven. Argue over seats. Tut, at the rudeness. Annoying, like a one-sided mobile chat. An animated face gripping earnestly to handset. Coffee long gone, in home from home position. Tut inward and out, as little kids shout. And the computer with its upward crescendo does musical pap. Alone, you may think, but never so alone as when trapped with others into chain of thought and command. You alone as a body, but together linked up in your soul with others of your kind, and others all prey to supply and demand. Dear animals of prey, to protect the delicacy of our sanity, we ask you not to hit and run with our souls as you look for your fun. It's the home from home, where you bring your own mates. Out of bounds to make new friends if no one communicates. The thin girl enjoyed eating what she yacked up before meeting the new love she's greeting with air kisses. He misses the qualities she's barely revealing, like the umbilical he finds so appealing. Pack your own sandwich, make your own love. Okay, day watch. How do you know when you're having the best day of your life? Do you have to miss it and say, there it went, I wish I'd known it along the way? On best day watch, do you have to stalk it and be like one of those tourist photographers you see that never experience because they're always trying to capture the experience? Suppose today is the best day I'll ever have. Let me to it a little homage pay. Thank you for being my best day. It's part of a maternal duty to embarrass your offspring every so often. And if I'm out with my children, I generally get told off for things like she breastfed like a gremlin, you know, crawled into the bath and really voracious at it she was. And I generally get banned from being seen in public with my children after events like that. But this is one to my first daughter when everything was very fresh and new. She lives on me and I cannot fail. It's the gift of will to carry on, to feed this tiny being at my breast. Okay, that's one I'm allowed to say, apparently. Okay. Okay. Sad times. This is to somebody very special. I've been to death with you, my love. I've held my breath with you till yours stopped. I've caught your screams in the night and held you. And now I must fight on until I meet with you again. I remember the good days. You made me feel like an artist's portrait when all the world would be playing with the world as their personal chemistry set. Then bit by bit, I gave you away to your choice of bride, to death on a slow burn. Now I return you, spread your memories to an amnesiac world. Your good shoes to the homeless guy on Charing Cross Road. He said he'd save them for best. Your sofa to the student who lived above, suit by suit, cup by kettle. The last vodka bottle I smashed, as anyone would a suicide weapon. And you would leave me here, you would say, if you struggle, you belong here, in Naughty's London. Welcome 2012. Where folk tales might take 3 generations to come right and to write. They're painful enough to live for now. I tried to be your ballast as you just tried to blast your head with drink. So that's quite dark and miserable. I think we'll cheer up now. Hang on, I'll find something that's a bit more cheery. Okay. Oh God, miserable. No, miserable. Hang on. Okay. How much time have I got? Yeah, okay, because I want to end on a cheery note. I don't want them to all be top on disasters. Okay, this was, I worked in for the civil service at one stage, and you had to fill in a form while you were off, and you had to try and be truthful, and so I took it a little bit far because I wanted to really say what was in my heart. Okay, why I was off. Couldn't work Monday the 9th. But you need to hear out my plea about how I was low on good karma and had a slight touch of ennui. And how I woke up on the 10th to find things had gotten much worse, as I got up to find myself victim to quite a strong voodoo curse. Wednesday 11th, much better. And I don't mean to pass round the buck, but I fell out of bed on the wrong side, and I felt quite low on my luck. On the safe side, I stayed off till Thursday, the 12th, when I mislaid my keys, and you wouldn't believe if I told you they fell off the car in the breeze. And with all this misfortune around me, I'm sure you'll see what I mean about staying off during Friday. Unlucky for me, the 13th. Yes, I am late, but I'm back, much better, and seeing what there is I can do for the hour I have that is left till I have my appointment at 2.
A moving set from Maggie2. More applause, please. Okay, to bring our evening to the close, I'd like to welcome back Rosella Thorgali. Here she is.